Hello, everyone, and welcome to Answer the Call. Today is January 25th, 2026. I feel like posting the date or saying the date at the beginning might be helpful. That's what I told Croncy I was going to say something different
Fair.
at the beginning, just so it's like relevant to the time that we're talking about
Yep.
things. And yeah,
Especially
this
when,
week,
like, tomorrow everything changes and nothing that we talked about today is
exactly.
relevant anymore. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So a lot of Star Citizen news is a very short news cycle because things are constantly changing.
Uh,
Um, this is the Star Citizen podcast where myself and Croncy host talk about a certain topic. Today, we're going to talk about the crafting playtest that was in Evocati, the video content update that we had, the first one of the year, and
mhm.
hopefully more to come, and month report, as well as how the PTU is doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome. How you doing, Croncy? How was your week?
Good. I went to a big convention this weekend
Nice.
called CanCon, where you play your big Warhammer tournaments, your Magic tournaments. People come and play board games that no one's played for like 60 years. It's a lot of fun. It's this time every year, and it's huge as well. There's like 10,000 people rock up for it. So did that this weekend. Found out I'm absolutely garbage at Magic the Gathering, but absolutely fantastic at Riftbound. So got crushed in one tournament and absolutely destroyed in the other. And then came
Nice.
home.
Hell yeah.
Uh, yeah. How about yourself?
Good. I played a lot of hockey and I
Hmm.
scored I have not scored a goal in like 2 years. I scored a goal 3 games in a row.
Let's
One
go.
of them one of them from center ice. Just
How?
there was
What's
3
that
seconds
distance?
left.
You can use American
100
units.
feet.
It's fine.
100 feet.
100 feet. Okay, yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Just there was 3 seconds left, took a slap shot, got all of it
Yep.
somehow, and yeah.
Nice.
The goalie was,
Hell
by
yeah.
the way, the goalie was really, really good, and
Yeah.
we really struggled to score on him the rest of the game. So I think I just caught him by surprise, and it was yeah. The rest of the goals were like normal.
Locked in after that. It's like, well, I can't let them do that again. That's
Exactly. Maybe
messed
I just
up.
got him to lock in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that could have been it too. But yeah, so just had played a lot of hockey this week. Obviously,
Nice.
crafting test. Eve, I've been going pretty hard in.
Hmm.
And yeah, just playing lots of games. Right before the podcast, trying to learn some dog training tips. Not training,
Hmm.
more behavior because she's
Yeah,
well trained, but she's very scared. So just trying to
yeah.
help her with her fear of outside, which
Yep.
is most dogs like to go outside. Not this
Hmm.
one. She likes to sit right there with her toy, like she is. But yeah, so all that and yeah, just focusing on getting weekend review done, trying to get my video content going again, and
Hmm.
that's what I've been up to. But I don't know. What do you want
Yeah.
to jump in first? Do you want to start with the crafting thing? Because unfortunately, uh, yeah, you didn't get much time in
I
it,
th-
right?
yeah, I didn't, and I think we should just because it's going to be the topic that everyone, like, regardless, it's going to be the thing everyone wants to talk about. It's the
Yeah,
hot topic of the week, and will end up being like the hot topic of the year, most likely once it finally hits.
yeah. Unless we get base
Yeah.
building, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So there were technically two Evo tests. One of them got canned almost immediately after starting, as no one had access to any blueprints. So kind of pointless doing a crafting test when you can't craft anything.
That was hilarious. That was one of those
Which
where
was yeah,
like, do you guys Q&A? Do you QA
yeah,
anything?
yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Which very annoyingly of the two tests was the one I was available for and ready for, and even at my computer for. So rip. Um,
That was the one I was
and
not.
then
Yeah.
CRG knew. They just
I
hate
was
me.
out and the test was done before I got home.
Yeah, yeah. It went out very quickly. But then yeah, they did a proper test, where yeah, crafting is in, weapons and armor, which they had said that that's what it was going to be,
Mhm.
and yeah,
Yeah. So you use this fabricator, right? This
mhm,
exact one. It looked very similar to what you see on screen, minus the UI. The UI
yep,
actually is quite similar. They just kind of moved the buttons around and, tweaked it a little bit. It doesn't look as pretty. There's not pretty pictures or anything like that. But functionally the same for the most part. And
yep,
yeah, it was genuinely like what we saw here in CitizenCon. Functionally, you would go and mine material. There would be material quality on that material, and
Hmm.
they would change certain stats. There was just a lot less stats to change. Like
Yeah.
integrity was not a thing. Wear and
Hmm.
resistance is not a thing. Misfire chance was not a thing. Fire rate was the main thing, and then like damage or not damage. Well, I guess damage on some, and then recoil was a lot of the
Yeah.
stats that we were changing. Right. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like because you didn't play, I want to stop and because like you do have a lot of insight into it, so
Yeah,
I want to
like
let you interject.
I've gotten a lot of different creators' perspectives
Yeah,
of it. Like I did immerse myself because I missed the test. Um and yeah, so like my understanding of it is the there is a reason to do it in the game, which is the biggest thing.
yeah,
Which I think you mentioned is that any item that you buy from a shop or whatever is basically like quality zero. Like
yeah.
it
So the
is absolute
material
base level.
or the
The
guns.
Yeah, yeah. So they are tier zero, not in like the Star Citizen way. They are tier zero in the like they're just nothing type things, right? Which is awesome. So it means
Yeah,
you want to do crafting because you just will get bonuses if you're using the materials and whatnot.
yeah,
And that's awesome, right?
yeah,
You're immediately creating demand for these items that can only be crafted. There is something to be said, and once again, like you mentioned in your video about like, well, them only being able to be crafted is like a little weird too. But I fully expect them to also introduce like some higher level, like upgraded items into loot pools,
yeah,
special loot, that sort of thing.
yeah. I
But at
think
the very least,
looking,
yeah.
I think looking at this individual test and making assumptions that this is what it'll look like in the future is a little dangerous.
Mm,
Like the the idea that yeah, every material you bought in the shop was quality zero, I don't think
mhm,
that will necessarily be the case. It would be weird if that
yep.
was the case even. So it's just a matter of them balancing. I think this test was I said it before we started recording. I called it small, but it wasn't small,
Mm,
it was focused. So it was very focused on
yeah.
hey, there's material quality when you go out and find it, and it refines. Is the refinery working? Yes, right. Like
Mhm,
when you applied that high quality material to your gun, did it change the stats by enough of a margin? Yeah, it felt like it did. And did did you actually craft an item when you tried to craft it? Yes. Like
yeah, yeah.
that is the scope of the test. That was the
Hmm.
scope of it. What is happening? I just noticed my camera, so I'll fix that. Um, the like what was the scope of the test was that, and that's it, that's all it was, that's all it needed to be.
Yeah.
And I think that that was a good healthy test. Like I don't have any real complaints about it. um
Hmm.
so I that's like no significant ones
Yeah.
there was. I think for material quality, I think that there's a lot that needs to happen in terms
Yeah.
of the planet tech stuff. And all right, like
Sure.
this biome has this, and I went up to a node and there might have been 10 rocks, and like it's like one of these rocks is quality 900 and the next one's quality 400, and
Mm.
it was like uh
You would
um
expect some sort of uniformity within them.
sort of, yeah, because like this the looking for process is so long that it's like if I
Hmm.
find a good group of rocks, I would hope that all the rocks would be good and then you're scooping a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something I've been harping on about Star Citizen for years, and they just don't listen to
Hmm.
it. Is uh, there 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 needs to be a reason to stick around
Yeah.
and just mine, right? Like too much of the Star Citizen process is the you're moving boxes for 16 hours in a cargo run,
Hmm.
or you're searching for most of the time instead of mining when you're mining, right? Like there's
Yeah.
this like very obvious problem that they just seem to just you know look the other way on and just don't care for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But yeah,
One of the first issues that expect is a problem, based on the way that everyone's been talking about it. Having your scale of quality being from 0 to 1,000, first a positive, because mostly negative. But first, a positive that gives you a lot of balance wiggle room. If you need to make an item, let's say all your laser weapons are like too powerful or whatever, you can mess around with like just how uh, 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 this item's quality affects this at what scale, sort of thing, right? You get a lot of wiggle room there. The problem is, if I am a miner and I am just spamming these to sell, I am going to end up with so many inventory entries for like 607, 608, 612, and so on, right? Which is just a huge problem. That is it is an inventory problem that I don't see inventory fixing, if that makes sense. Like there are just
Only
actually
it
too many
getting
items.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will only
It's
get
like
worse.
because I can't think of an inventory fix that would fix that. Because it's like, oh well, let them all stack together. It's like, yeah, but what if I do want all of the ones that are like 610 rather than 900 because I'm trying to make like something that I don't care about as much or whatever? Then it becomes another problem. So it's like that was a choice. It was an interesting choice. I don't understand it.
And then
Yeah.
what do you do with the 600 quality stuff that you don't?
Yeah, like if you want to make good things, you're just going to use your highest material, right? Like
Yeah.
um yeah.
I also don't know what other people's experiences were.
Mhm.
Um, Mine was very much. Uh, I found a lot of 900 material quality stuff,
Okay.
like a
That
lot.
was going to be a question, which is like rarity.
It didn't
Cuz I was
seem
really curious
rare.
to see the rarity scale. Yeah.
There was a lot of 400 quality stuff, but I
Mhm.
found way more than I was expecting. Right. And
Sure.
just also for like people in the playtest, the just to understand what happened in the playtest, the refinery jobs were set to a minute and 30 seconds. That's it.
Yeah, okay,
Refinery
cool.
and then crafting jobs were set to a minute and 30 seconds, no matter what you were doing.
Yeah, so
It
that's
didn't
not
matter.
yeah, that's irrelevant for now basically.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was finding a lot of 900, so I didn't feel like there was any need. Like, you remember when, here, just to show you guys this, this is exactly what it looked like. Like,
Mhm.
this video is old, guys, old. And this playtest just happened. So must have been like a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but
Mhm.
almost everything they showed was very similar to what we experienced. So I think
Yeah.
they were really trying to get this in by the end of the year, and they just didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is basically how it worked. Like, inert materials at zero quality. This copper was really low, 274. I never saw anything lower than 400.
Okay.
That I recall.
Mhm.
So it was quite chill, and yeah. But I guess, and maybe some other people can correct me, but when you hit like the real high numbers, like 980s and stuff like that, it seemed to make a bigger difference. Like there was like a curve
Like
almost.
it's not yeah, it's not a perfect scale of 1 to 1,000. It is like a thingy. I can't remember the name of the tangent. No, that's not the one.
Yeah, I didn't get.
Logarithmic.
Yeah, like I
Logarithmic
didn't
scale as you get to the end.
exactly. Like I didn't get enough time in to like really do that, because the other thing
Mhm.
was that was very important to note here as well is the recipes did not ask for SCU, they asked for CSCU. So you
Yeah.
did not if you went out mining for like 20, 30 minutes and grabbed a little bit of every material you could find, you usually had a decent like list of things that you could craft, and you can craft a
Mhm.
decent amount of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, good thing to bring that one up. From what I've heard and seen recreated on 10 pound 42's video with the
Oh my
UI.
god, I heard he was like drawing
Um,
pictures and stuff. I haven't seen it
he
yet.
was he 100% had like the screenshot on his other screen and was just like,
I
okay,
thought so.
this
I
is the
thought about doing
yeah.
that, and I was a little like, I don't know if I should do that. Like, I think that was like
It's
borderline NDA breaking, sort of. And I was like,
it's 100% allowed in my opinion, but it's just funny. Uh,
yeah,
anyway, he brought up, I think everyone brought up actually that talked about it. When your blueprints come up, so you look at the blueprints. Right now, you have access to all of the ones that are just like in the game,
uh huh,
presumably. No idea about unlocks or any idea how that's going to work, but that's fine for now.
yeah,
But uh, it doesn't like filter by like what materials you have, or anything like that. So you kind of just have to guess, which is a huge problem. That should be like a
Like if you
simple, a very quick UI thing.
if you click the recipe on the left side, you see if you have the material or not. But you still have to click through
Yes.
every recipe to know, like, okay, I have those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, like, yeah, what most crafting UIs do, and this is like every game, this is not even like sci-fi specific, every crafting game will do, is just like you have these ones available to you because those are the materials you have on you at the moment.
Yeah,
And that is
exactly.
so needed for the first implementation of this if we end up getting all the blueprints right at the start.
Which I don't think we will. I think that's just for the test. I feel
I
like
wouldn't be
when we get
surprised if they do it
crafting,
for the first implementation, but
maybe they'll give you a few,
maybe. Yeah,
but
yeah, a couple of basic
yeah,
ones.
it depends. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I don't know. There's lots of ways to go in this direction.
Hmm.
Like I know Star Wars Galaxies has material quality, but then they also have these like random other stats with that thing. So copper of 1,000 quality could improve the fire rate on one
Okay.
node, but can it also
Yeah.
improve durability in another? And it's like getting the right combination. Like it just adds
Hmm.
that extra layer. I don't know if people want that level of depth or whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah. Another thing of note, just because it's on the screen, this was not in the playtest. The new inventory system was not there. So,
Hmm.
uh, yes, as far as stacking went, it was horrendous. If things were different quality, they didn't stack. Nothing stacked.
Yep.
Individual gems, even if they were the same quality, didn't stack.
Hmm.
So lots of that's like the biggest problem that I noticed, and
Yep.
even your mining UI. If I go back a little bit,
Hmm.
if I can find it, I'll just let it play. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
The if I mined 4 rocks, they were all copper. Um, my cargo down here would fill up with
Yeah.
copper 695, copper 737.
Yeah.
And then it would just be the 30 coppers. And then when I go to get other material, I would never know how much I actually scooped because I can't even see it
Yeah.
anymore. So there's some
Yeah.
UI adjustments that need to be made as well.
Mhm.
So
Um,
yeah.
I have two questions for you because
Okay.
no one answered these on the videos that I watched. First one, did you get a chance to dismantle anything?
Yes. 50%
All
of
right,
what you had
50%.
is
Okay.
what you got back, and it stayed the same
Yeah.
quality.
Yeah, staying the same quality is huge.
Yep.
That was not something I expected. 50% is a big cut. That does also mean, hey, please let us loot players' weapons and stuff again, please. Even if they do the thing where you can redeem the weapons back for free or whatever, give me like, and I can't even use the weapon from the lockout.
Yeah.
I want to do that. The other one, uh, upgrading.
No
So,
upgrades.
yeah, because I know in the UI it mentions craft, upgrade, repair. Um,
Oh, I would
but
have to look. I can't remember
yeah,
on that one.
um, yeah. So in the crafting kiosk, I think it's in the queue. It says it. I've got
Oh,
a
yeah,
screenshot
yeah.
from another Evo. Yeah, it says crafting. Yeah, craft, upgrade, repair. Repair is interesting in there as well. Did you notice any durability on any of these new items?
No.
Because repair obviously implies durability because
Yeah.
we can't repair those items,
I
right?
don't
So
think we'll see durability until we get the new loot
new UI,
or the new inventory. Yeah.
sure. All
Then you'll
right,
see
fair
the
enough.
durability. I think that's why we didn't see it.
Yep.
It may have been there, but we just didn't know.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
obviously know there's durability through engineering, right? So
Yep.
that is a thing. But
Yep.
it's just you're not unable to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what else. Everything worked really well from your freight elevator inventory. I know Quarkon,
Mhm.
who's in chat, he flew away from the station with the fabricator in his ship and was still able
Yep.
to craft from the
Mhm.
station inventory. Uh, Noticeably different experience with guns when
Yep.
making the change. Like fire rate was crazy high and like
Mhm.
felt not crazy high, but it felt different.
Yeah.
What could we craft? I think we didn't necessarily touch on that exactly. You could craft sort of armor, although some of the materials weren't in the game that you could do it. You
Yeah.
could craft weapons, FPS weapons, and ship weapons. Those were your choices. They did do a
Oh, I did
decent
not know
job.
there were ship weapons on there
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
that's big. That's a big
Yeah.
deal.
They were the coolest ones because the ship weapons were
Mm,
much larger. And what they decided to do, this was their thought process, was like, all right, there's unique material to Pyro, there's unique material to Nyx. We're going
mm,
to ask you to have all of those in order to make this.
yeah.
Like what they started doing is all Volt weapons required Janelite, all
Mm,
distortion weapons required something unique. A lot of the
yeah, yeah.
ship weapons required the Nyx materials, like
Mhm.
the new ones, torite, like stuff like that.
Sure, sure.
Um, so they like I sort of like that, although the recipes just kind of felt thrown together. Yeah, distortion used aphrite. Any
Yeah, yeah.
laser weapon required a gem to be like the focus point,
Of course, yeah.
right?
That
So there
that
was
has a
like
little bit of thought into it at least, yeah.
exactly, yeah. So there was like
Yeah.
some elements of thought, and then there were some elements of fuck it, yeah, we're gonna the this is gonna be made by this, and that was that. And
That
then yeah,
that gets me excited in a really kinda strange way, is like, Eve Online has a history
we did
of,
it.
like, certain mining is we there's no way we weren't mentioning Eve during the crafting episode.
Eve does it very
Um,
different from this. Very
it
different.
does, it does, but there are, like, times in Eve, because of a balance change or a ship release or whatever, where, like, one particular mineral starts to skyrocket in, player trade, like,
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
And because of this, that can happen here as well, which gets me excited. It's just it's fun to have that aspect of the game be possible. Where yeah, hey, look, new ship came out. It is much better if we use these weapons, and so these weapons are much better. So then this mineral is much better. People pay for it more. I love that. It gets me so excited.
Yeah. They just I think like my big caveat with my video and any talks I've had on it has been
Hmm.
they have to harbor or um what would it be called? Like feed that experience more in 2026, 27,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so on. Whereas we did it ourselves with UEX. What
Hmm.
are you going to do in 26 to
Yeah,
build on what we did, right?
yeah.
So,
My biggest not even well, kind of concern about this was just like it is now so much more obvious how in-game trading tools need to exist if this happens. Um, like if you are building those recipes that require like, did you see any recipes that required like RMC or
no,
anything
it
like
was
that?
only minables for this
Okay,
one. But I imagine they will.
interesting. Yeah,
I think they
and
wanted
even
to
at the
like
very
keep it
least,
fairly focused.
yeah, and even at the very least, there's still a split in minables between like your hand minables and your big ship minables, right?
Yep.
So if you have someone who's only doing ship mining and you have someone who's only getting gems, and you need to combine those two for a certain recipe, well, immediately that is the point where well, this person would probably rather just pay the other person for the materials, and
Yep.
there's no function in game to make that happen easily.
Exactly.
So
Love to
I
see
think it
that.
has to release with those tools. I think if it does not release with those tools, people will not they won't engage in that style of gameplay, and that kind
No.
of sucks.
No. Yeah, and I think like you asking about durability is like the big thing too. Is
Mm,
if material, no matter if material quality is rare or not,
mhm.
if durability or loss or something doesn't come into play, we will all very quickly accumulate the best possible things, not be able to lose
Yep,
them, and then nobody crafts, nobody partakes in the
mhm,
system that they spent years and years and years working on.
yep,
So they, it just all comes down to the things that they aren't saying. And
yep,
I will forever lean towards the negative with CIG that they will focus on the storefront or something like that first, at least until Squadron 42 is out on these
mhm,
features. And that's my fear right now is what is durability going to
yep,
mean? What happens to your subscriber weapon? What
mhm,
can you upgrade that? And when you do, what does that look like? Is that
Yeah.
better? Is that going to be better than a crafted weapon? Why should it be? Why should it not be? There's so many questions, but
Mhm.
I think we probably can move on from the crafting topic, or we can
I
maybe
just wanna I just
ask.
wanna add yeah.
I'm not done yet, but like I think we
Yeah, yeah.
can ask chat maybe if they have a couple questions that like, hey, did we just skip over something or whatever? But in general, I just feel like it's a really good start.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be
My
negative. I'm very, very positive about it. But
yeah.
I still in the
Uh,
back of my mind go, how are they gonna fuck this up for me?
my see, that's yeah, my biggest thing was, when it was mentioned that the all the ones that you buy from stores are, like, 0 quality base level or whatever, I was like, "Sweet." That should hopefully mean all the stuff that people have pledged for will at least start at 0 quality, no
Yeah.
bonuses. That is half the puzzle to make this game not pay to win. Cool.
Half.
They've
Yeah.
done half the puzzle. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's see if they can do the other half.
Exactly. That's what I'm just hoping. And I'll
Yeah.
remain I'll always be scared.
Hmm.
I'm not assuming that's what they're going to do necessarily, but I'm still nervous that
Yeah.
that's what they're going to do. And I just really, I'm going to keep putting it out there over and over and over again to hope that they realize that it's like, yeah, this will be bad. It doesn't. I don't necessarily need Eve Online where we lose everything. Just a system where
No.
a crafter is a profession that you're going to do, and when
Yep.
you log in, you do it
Reason
every
to
day if
exist.
that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it. Just
Yep.
make that profession
Just
viable,
yep. And sort of
as
in a
with any
similar
other
vein to, like,
profession.
other crafting other games with crafting and stuff, like a reason to make the same thing over and over sometimes. Like a
Yep.
reason to just do nothing but make P4ARs and
And
sell them at a good quality, you know?
And what that does is that leaves room for, let's say, if I'm making P4ARs, that leaves room for you to make P6LRs,
Hmm.
right? If
Yep.
and like yeah, these ways to hyperfixate or focus on things, and go as deep as we want to go, because they
Yep.
can go crazy with ships, right? Because
Hmm.
what we did not see, this is another very very important thing to include. Refining was not on the fabricator. Refining was still at the refinery deck the same way you refined before. CitizenCon refining looked very, very different, guys. That was taking, you know, iron and combining it with carbon and creating steel. Those were some refinery
Yeah. Yeah.
blueprints that existed.
Yep.
That was not in this playtest. We were not combining materials and turning them into other things. I will
Mhm.
reference, though, that you were able to combine different material qualities, but it was almost like unintended or by accident. It's
Okay.
if you dismantled or salvaged a gun, let's say, since it used
Hmm.
CSU and not SU, and you only got half, it
Yep.
salvaged each item individually, not as a whole, and collected it into a pool. So you would get
Yep.
an SCU box that was a 7% full, and there would literally be the number on there, percentage,
Hmm.
copper box. So when an
Yep.
item needed copper, but it needed, let's say, 14 CSCU, but it was only 7 in the box, you could put the 7 box there, and then you can combine it with another one, and it would average out the quality. So that was the only
Oh, like it
like
actually changed the number of the quality to be
it.
the average of two.
I don't recall seeing the quality number change, but I do
Okay.
recall seeing the bonus change
Yeah. Yeah.
different than
So
if I
which
used
means
a
presumably
full.
it did. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if I used like a full 900 quality instead of a half, there was the half there was the difference that you would
Yeah.
expect. So that
Um.
was like maybe intended, maybe unintended. I don't know, but it was there.
In a similar vein, just because now you've reminded me, I've noticed in some like Evo screenshots that like the upgrades are like a range, like a 0% to whatever. Is it a range, or do you just get
I
the
think
high
it's a
percentage?
really badly written UI. Like I think it just said
Sure, which it
base.
probably is. Yeah,
It went from base to 18% or whatever.
That would make more sense. Because also when
Instead
you,
of an
like,
arrow,
upgrade
it was a
something.
line.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the line made it look
'Cause
like it was
yeah,
like,
okay.
it could be anywhere in between here, but I think it should have been
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
went from 0 to
To
this
this.
number, and there was not the
Okay.
the carrot that should have pointed at that. So, yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
It looks like it might be
Yeah.
considered a range at some point if that's what they're going
Mhm.
for, or they might have just forgot the arrow. I don't know. Yeah, like Quarkon says it in the Twitch chat, like it clearly was intended as a range at some point.
Yeah.
Nothing is clear. I don't think anything is clear because you don't actually know. If that stays,
Yeah.
then I would say sure. Um, but who knows? Yeah, it's still like that is
Yeah.
up in the air. That is up in the air. I
Yeah.
would say
Alright, cool.
nothing is clear.
Cool. Um, yeah.
Anything else that you would want to ask or comes to mind before
Not
we move on?
not in particular. I'm just yeah, everything I'm seeing and hearing has me also very excited for this.
Yep.
Just
The most
yeah, hoping they get
positive
it
I
right
felt about
and yeah.
anything, any test, anything they've ever done, they felt it was fairly polished. It worked how you would
Mhm.
expect it. It
It
just
sounds like it
generally
works like they
functioned
said. I think that's
exactly.
the big thing, right? Like they did their presentations on crafting in the last 2 years, and this is exactly what I expected it to be based on
Yep.
that, pretty much.
Yeah.
Obviously less, but it's like that's the thing.
It was again very narrow, very focused, but
Hmm.
what they did worked how you would expect it. It was more of the I instead of like, oh, report this bug, report that bug, oh, like
Yep.
every other Eva, it was I'm just taking it all in.
Hmm.
Right? And I was just taking it all in, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed going out and mining and go, "Oh, dude, I got an 895 quality titanium. What's up?" And then like the
Yep.
other guys that were in the group, I was like, "I've just found ricite, so we can make more stuff." Um,
Hmm.
what did you get? Oh, you have that. We can share and we can create more. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was great. It was great. I was really happy with a lot of what happened. Yeah, it was that is
Um.
very much unlike any test I've
Yep.
experienced. I just
Yeah.
messaged Torsten and said, great job, you should be proud." And that
Yeah.
was it. It was like,
I just noticed another detail, which is
sure.
the amount of jobs you can have, presumably, because it says
Yeah.
slots used.
I don't think I
Uh,
got this
uh,
right, but yeah,
okay,
go ahead.
so this one says the one at least that I'm looking at says slots used 0 of 14. Presumably that is jobs that are split between crafting, disassembling, and then in
Correct.
future repairing and so on. Um, no, just a thing to note because I don't think they've talked about that ever. Is like how many jobs you'll be able to have at one time. We also don't know the true length of jobs because it's just like
Correct.
placeholder number at the moment.
Correct.
But even if it's just this one, like what's it called again? It's not a kiosk.
Fabricator.
Yeah, the fabricator. Even if it's just one fabricator doing 14 jobs, that's quite a lot of things that you can get done. Um,
My experience was
yeah.
this: 4 actual crafting jobs going on at one time was what I
Hmm.
could do, but maybe that
Hmm.
was just more because I was limited to material wise. Um,
Right.
And then, yeah, 2 are being crafted at that time. 4 can be in the queue to craft up.
Oh,
The
interesting.
14 was waiting to be delivered either from the fabricator to you right
Hmm.
in front of it or to your freight elevator.
Interesting.
So that was the limits that they placed. Those numbers feel
Okay,
super arbitrary, and obviously all that can
for
change.
sure. But it at least comes up with the idea of being able to have
Limits.
like differences in how many you could craft at once. Maybe the fabricator only does two at a time.
Yeah.
Like the one that's on the clipper. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yep.
The that
Everybody
may
asked
only
if
be
that worked.
one at a time.
No.
I assume it didn't. Yeah, it was just the fabricator.
Yep.
But then yeah, maybe the Pioneer with its large factory can do like X amount more at a time or whatever. So yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. And I think that that's really important to note because spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I see people mentioning it all the time, and I think we can't just avoid it anymore, so we might as well say it. I don't know which reward this is, but for the new event,
Hmm.
they are at least in the PTU rewarding a fabricator.
Yep, yep. It's the final big reward.
There you go. So
There's like three things, and one of them is a fabricator. Which, if we want to move into the event, that has I don't. I don't know. I'm half. That's cool. I'm half. I'm concerned because why does that need to be a hanger item?
Uh, that's why I think this is important because
Yeah.
that should be by far the shittiest crafter we have.
Yeah.
There you go. Where's the progression path within crafting? Where's the upgrade? That's all going to be done with base building, ships, and so on. So
Oh
them
no,
giving
that's
that to
that's not
people,
that. I think you're misunderstanding my
I am.
concern.
I am. What's your concern then?
You know what else are hanger items? Are pledge items. You know what else are often rewards for these sort of things? Pledge items. That's my concern.
Oh, I didn't even
Is
think of
like
that, and
why
that's
the
normally where my mind
yeah.
goes first.
um because yeah, it's like it's cool to get a fabricator, but if we can just buy it in game, unless it is expensive in game, which is
It was
fine.
95 UEC in the
Um
test, but that was the test.
yeah. Yeah, presumably it won't be that in the thing. If they make fabricators a pledge item, holy shit, I'm actually just going to cry. I'm just going to get in the fetal position and cry
I would too.
because that's stupid.
Yeah,
So
that's
don't
my
do that. You
thing
still have a
here.
chance to reverse it, CRG. Don't do it.
That's my thing here is again like how will they screw this up for us? And
Yeah.
that's one of the ways. That's one of the ways. The more
Yeah.
efficient fabricator on the store versus the one you can get in game. And it's just like,
Fabricator Mark II pledge now.
I could just see them doing that and then people coming out of the woodworks and defending it because they have jobs and kids and all the other dumb excuses they make to just, not take their time and enjoy the game. But
Yeah.
uh
If
like
it was a skin for a fabricator, I'm super into that. I think that's dope as hell. Right?
but they
But
don't just give skins. They give the item too, and those
yeah.
items stick to your hanger inventory, whatever the
Mhm.
permanent inventory is what I would call it, and you're never going to
Yeah.
lose that. And how are they going to handle that insurance?
Mhm.
That's the thing. That's the thing for me. Where's the guy who's going to be fabricating fabricators? Where's his job now? It's gone. Where's the guy who's fabricating armor? That's his job's gone if you get those things back too
Yeah.
easily and it's not a more of a viable thing to buy from somebody crafting. So we'll just have to
Mhm.
see. Yeah, I think that's it for me on it, but I just had a
Yeah.
great time.
So yeah, I think it was a sort of a transition into the event, which they've made a couple of changes about over the course of the week. Lots of patches. I didn't read any of them, but from what I understand, shared mission progress on both bars now, the bottom and the top, because that's what
Oh
happened with
shit, for
us
real?
today.
I didn't test it.
Yes.
Okay.
We
That's
did a
news.
couple of combat missions. It was shared. We both got the same amount of progress towards the mission in both the like sub and the top one.
I'll finish the event in
So
10
yeah,
hours. Sweet. Okay.
yeah, and you'll get your fabricator, and it'll be fine.
I don't think
Um,
that's intended.
yeah, I
When did you
I
do
don't know.
this?
Today, just before the pod.
Interesting. Okay, because Elliot was in my chat yesterday or the day before, and we
Mhm.
were all hyped up talking about how we both liked the fact that it was separate. So I don't know.
I
Did we just
there
let them
could there
know?
could be well there could be a misunderstanding between you and Elliot of just like it's still separate, but well the progress technically isn't. It's
Yeah,
just split between three bars, whatever.
yeah. So
Um,
should
but
we
yeah, no,
tell them, guys?
it definitely
Should
gave
we tell
us
them or just shh? Do we
for
just
for
edit this
reference.
out?
We only did two types of missions. We did the like 400k combat mission and the 200k combat mission. Both times we got the same amount of progress towards both.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I think we got to cut the tapes and the pod. Don't tell them anything so you can actually finish the event because the other problem with the event is the servers. They are
yep.
horrible. Very much tons of delays. There
Mhm.
are 30 people testing on the PTU right now, I think. And the fact that their delays are this strong and this bad at certain places like New Babbage is very, very
Mhm.
scary. I could tell you I have been doing everything in my power to type to every person I know that works at the company to be like, hello, guys, first patch of the year, new way of doing things. You don't want to fuck this one up. You're about
Mhm.
to. somebody needs to step in and deal with something here because you're gonna look really fucking stupid. And
Yep.
I'm scared that they're gonna look really, really stupid. And because if it's that bad on a PTU that seemingly nobody has cared about this entire time, what's it gonna be like on live?
Yeah.
It's gonna
Which
be
is gonna happen in the next
rough.
few days.
Guys,
It's
I
gonna be like
tried to send a
3
box
days.
down a freight elevator. 15 minutes later, nothing happened, and I went and played Eve.
Mhm.
15 minutes, the circle just doop, doop, doop. Yep, that's bad.
Yeah.
Enemies not
That's super rough.
spawning. Go up to the place where you're supposed to grab a crate from. The ship just literally disappeared right in front of you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's bad. You know,
Yeah.
click quantum travel 5 seconds, 10 seconds later, then you go. So it's a very much a when it registers moment, and that's not good. And I really, really hope. I was very pleased. So on a positive note for that, very pleased to not see a release candidate this week.
Yeah.
Like they are definitely
But
going
it will.
slower, but we're
It
gonna
will
get one
release this coming
soon.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I guess we could probably touch on that
I
now if you want,
yeah.
or there's more you want to
I
talk
also will
about.
say in typical fashion, I did not experience those issues today. I definitely experienced all those issues you mentioned last week.
It
Today,
depends
it
on
was
where
all
you
smooth.
were.
Everything worked fine. So yeah, we were in Nix doing all our missions, so did not get a chance to check out any other major hubs, but everything was fine.
If you were in
So
Nix and didn't experience too many
yeah,
problems, then that does appear that improvements are being made because the
yeah,
main sources of the issues were Nix, New Babbage, and Hurston. So
yeah. Which Nix and New Babbage are like your major delivery locations as
hubs,
well. So
yeah.
yeah,
So I don't want to say that it's stayed the same the entire time. It has improved a
hmm
little bit, but I experienced delays this morning in New Babbage.
yep, yep, fair.
Yeah. But with that,
hmm
we got kind of have the idea of when the patch is coming out because
Yep.
there was an ISC this week.
Patch report 4.6.
Yes. I'm assuming you watched
Which
it. Did you
also
enjoy it?
I did watch it. I did enjoy it. Also, Jared, nice haircut. Sorry, he's
Jared's
looking
I hate
nice.
okay, I hate Jared, but not for any other reason than his nice head of hair. He used to wear a hat all the time, and I literally told him in like 2016 when we did some event together, I was like, why do you wear a hat all the time when you literally have perfect hair? Like, what is wrong with you? And then I think he actually took the feedback to heart, and he doesn't wear the hat really anymore, and he always shows his really nice hair, and he should. It's
Amazing.
like, yeah, he's got great hair. I'm very jealous of his hair.
Yeah. But yeah, it's as you would expect from a 4.6 patch report, just talking about all the features that are coming. Notably though, he like starts off talking about the patch release cadence of this year, which we were wondering
Yes,
about for the last little while.
we had
And they're
guesses,
going for 2 monthly. I said I thought that we'd see like 8 or 9 patches this year. They're going for 6. Um, that's probably a lot better than last year.
I like
The
it.
only problem is if you have a patch that is bad, you then have to probably sit with it for 2 months instead of one.
Which that's why I'm so nervous about this
Yep.
patch. Because
Yeah, we might be in this for 2
bi-monthly
months.
patch, the one thing that they didn't address is what about dot ones? What about hot fixes? I'm assuming we're going to get hot fixes. What about an interim
Yeah,
patch to
yeah.
fix a major issue? Are you going to address bugs with some patches
Mhm.
there? Or are you, because they still did 3 patches a year or 4 patches a year previously, but
Yep.
they would interject in a dot one to fix a problem. I'm going
Yes,
to make the
or
assumption that'll be the case.
yeah. Yeah, or those dot ones, those dot twos, and whatever would be like event patches. Like here is your patch for IA, here is your patch for Invictus, that sort of thing.
Yep.
It sounded based on the way that he described it that there wouldn't be dot X patches,
That's what I
also
thought
like dot one
too.
dot X patches. But he like mentioned, there will be hot fixes, there will be like mini patches that, for all intents and purposes, are probably going to be that. They're just not. They're just naming style. It's not going to be that, and then like timing pressure. Oh, we have to get this out by the month. That won't exist, right? So, yeah. The only thing is like if there is a major bug, are you going to take the servers down? Are you going to like
Are you going to
do a
address it?
full patch, or are we just going to have to sit there for 2 months?
Yeah, that's the question we have, and I think,
Yeah.
um, I guess this will be the perfect time to bring this up. The other thing that he mentioned was that they will try to do weekly video content. That content
Hmm.
will either be an ISC, an SCL, or a behind the ships, possibly something
Yep.
new. Which he never said something new, so just keep that in
Hmm.
mind. That I don't think they have anything cooking, but maybe they come up with an idea that they like.
Yep.
Um, now would be a good time to do an SCL and
Hmm.
elaborate on the patch cadence with a Rich Tyrer, a Benoit, a Chris Roberts,
Plus, like a look at how it
somebody.
went last year, right? Like, I would love to hear them say, like that. This is the first time they've done that instead of their 3 monthly patches. How did they feel it went? Type thing.
Yeah. By the way, these are the event rewards that are showing up on screen as
Yeah.
well. Um, I would love if they did a what we liked about last year, which
Hmm.
they've talked 1,000 times about. But I would love to hear them say what they didn't like and what they
Yep.
want to improve on the
Which I feel
previous
like you
year.
have to have Benoit on the show to get that.
He seems to be the one
He's
that's
he's
willing to
he's done it the last few times.
self-deprecate,
Yeah, yeah.
where the other ones
He's
just
like, hey
aren't.
guys, I fucked up on this decision, and
Yep,
maybe we should do something else.
yep. And the others just don't do that. So,
Yep.
yeah, and then he just generally went over all the stuff that's going to be in the patch, lamp,
Hmm.
blah 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 blah. Everybody, we've talked plenty about this.
Yep.
I think the interesting thing of note that came up from the video was that in the PTU, you can do mining and salvage missions right now. And they're just kind
Hmm.
of intro missions. I still don't think they connect further, but I haven't progressed through them in my more recent um,
Hmm.
copy. He said this will be one of their mid patch events, that they will
Yep.
unlock the ability to do these faction based mining and salvage missions mid patch. So that'll be like a bonus that we get. That, like, hey, are you bored of the event now that you finished it? Start grinding rep with Adagio Holdings and do salvage rep.
Mm.
And yeah, salvage components, things like that. The missions still
Hmm.
all are there and they haven't gone away. Did we talk about the salvage last week? The tons of little
Yes.
bits of salvage that they've
Yep.
completely reverted back to the old way.
Okay.
So that's gone. So any idea that that was like a planned thing?
Hmm.
I don't know, but it's not there anymore. So it won't be in
Yep.
4.6, I don't think.
Yep.
But yeah, so all the little bits of salvage are gone,
Yep.
and we got the same panels we used to.
The most
Yeah.
important thing in the video is a little sneak peek at a ship coming out soon. Which we're going back to the mole, guys. We're going back to the mole.
The
This
soul.
is the soul. Holy crap! You know
I'm
the M
assuming
in
it's
mole doesn't
here.
stand for mining, right?
It's still
It's
gonna be the soul.
multi-operator laser extractor.
It's still gonna be the soul.
The
So what is it gonna
salvage
be?
operated laser extractor. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, super keen.
I gotta find it.
Everyone knows the mole is my favorite ship in the game. Yeah, it's like a little. They do a little. Oh, sorry. That armor that you just went past for Carmel. So it's just the
Wild.
medical armor reskinned. So keen on this, just because it has animations.
Yeah,
Because animations on armor. Let's
I'll
go.
never wear this because I don't like the colors. But for future armor that can have like crazy animations like this,
Yeah,
I'm all for
let's
it.
go.
Yeah.
That's dope
The
as well.
the other thing I thought was cool was this Red Festival thing where
Yeah.
you can choose to have the decal or not.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I definitely want a rat decal on my stuff because that's the
Yeah,
play
it's
style
dope.
that I have.
Yeah.
But yeah. The other thing is another planned event for 4.6 is for them to reduce the prices of ships at some point. So you can buy them for like really cheap at Astro Armada, like they're showing here. We'll see how that one goes. I don't know how engaging that will be given the current financial situation with the game.
Yeah.
Is that a
I
reason
also
to think
like what is,
wipe
but
and
also
then lower the prices
yeah,
of
true,
ships? Maybe.
true. Because also like, what is that test? Because it's like
It's not about testing. I think it's testing their how are we going to keep you engaged? Let's throw all the wet noodles at the wall
Yeah.
during this year and see what sticks, and then we can
Yeah, fair.
play with it. So they're gonna try to inject pricing surge,
Yeah, yeah.
new mission types, cheaper things, cheaper
Hmm.
FPS weapons or whatever, right? Once crafting
Yeah.
comes online, these NPCs are dropping these badass weapons, that kind of thing. So, again, with insurance and the loss of things, they can do anything, right?
Yeah.
Like, again, obligatory Eve conversation. Winter Nexus event that happened, the Christmas event,
Hmm.
if you finished the event track, you got a blueprint for a ship, a totally unique ship that you can
Hmm.
only craft by getting that blueprint. That's it. It's gone. You can't craft it anymore after that. Like,
That's
it's
pretty cool.
gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist anymore. So you have this rare blueprint for a rare ship, but it's also really good for
Can you still make blueprint copies and stuff of it? And, like
no.
infinite uses?
It is a
No.
blueprint copy.
Oh.
It's
Oh
not a
wow.
BPO.
Okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
So like there's a limited amount of those
Yeah, yeah.
what
They'll
are they
they'll be
called?
gone at some point. If people make them and people run out of blueprints, they'll just be gone.
Pioneer Consortium, something like that is what it's called. Yeah. So it's like
Mhm.
a special, it's good for ice mining. There you go.
Yeah, yeah, sweet.
So goofy one.
Very cool.
But yeah. So that's one of the things we're doing. And I forgot. Oh, we're looking for the soul. Here it is.
Salvage. Here we go. Salvage mole. Now, first thing that came to mind, you can see the
The claw
giant claw at the front, kind of like the reclaimer has.
makes me sad.
Um, uh, but it also looks like it's not on the turret. It looks like it's on the hull of
Yeah,
the cockpit or something.
of
Because it's way
course,
too high up.
guys. Duh. What does the mole pilot do? Nothing. He
Yeah,
gets in the main laser in the middle after standing there.
yeah, yeah.
What does the reclaimer pilot do? He moves over to the other seat and operates. So this is giving the reclaimer pilot or the mole pilot something to do.
Yeah.
That's my guess here.
I hope when this does come out that it comes with maybe a bit of a facelift for the regular mole as well. As amazing as it is the best ship in the game, the internal, like the interior, is a little bit dated now. Like the raft crushed it way better
Mm.
when that came out. So hopefully, but realistically, it's probably just going to be we have swapped out the heads, and there is now like an attachment to the hull.
Yeah, I would love that if we took the bottom one out and gave it to the pilot or something.
Oh, actually, I don't even think. Can you press play really quickly? Can you even see the bottom turret actually?
No.
Because yeah, if the bottom turret is completely
Oh
gone,
yes,
no, you can.
yes.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
laser.
the bottom
So
turret.
I
Still
never
exists.
noticed. I only noticed the two on the sides and was like, oh, okay. But yeah, there's three.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's 3 RMC, one
Hmm.
construction material, I guess, and then
Yeah.
the big kicker here is how much SCU is this thing gonna hold? I wonder.
Mm,
I think it'll be more than 96, which is what the mole holds.
yeah.
So I don't know. Very, 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 very curious about this. Also,
Hmm.
is that a turret?
Yeah, something going on up there.
That's a turret.
That'd be interesting.
Defense turret. Maybe PDCs.
Is this the Shiv mole? They've chucked a chucked a combat turret up the top. That's like the Great
Very
Cat mole.
uh Gray's Shiv. Yeah,
Mm,
Gray's mole.
yeah, yeah.
And like those are just regular FPS. I'm looking for PDCs right now. And I don't see any.
Mm.
Maybe there. But
Interesting. Whatever it is.
and then Jared's face,
Interesting.
he's like, yep, yep, yeah, we did it. And then he goes, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. And it's like, we all know what it is, dude.
It's clearly a Scorpius.
Yeah.
So yeah, keen on that. I don't super love salvage, or at least not as much as mining, but
That comes in
obviously
4.6
probably
apparently.
getting that one. No, I don't believe so. The I don't remember the exact phrase he uses.
This was
But
all stuff coming
it's
in
like
4.6 that was shown. Everything else is in 4.6. Everything else.
Oh, maybe.
This is coming in 4.6.
Hmm. Just a few weeks.
Yeah, a
Interesting.
few weeks after 4.6 drops. So this is already
Okay.
done. It's
Okay.
also a mole. It's already a done ship. They just slapped some shit on it and called it
Yeah,
a
fair.
day. Right?
It
The
also makes
real
sense
question
if
is
it.
it Argo or is it Grays? I think you really make
Yeah, yeah.
that point, and I think it's a good one.
It also makes sense for it to release with the salvage and mining missions, I guess. So that
There you
tracks.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's going to be your ship sale for the event that goes with it, which is why they're delaying those missions until this. It works out
Yep.
perfectly, right? So yeah, no sneak peeks on this, but we did get a sneak peek again for the Hermes. I'm not even going to bring it
Mm.
up. Um, that was all for ISC that I had. I don't know if you have anything else, but
Yeah. No, that was pretty much it. Because yeah, it was just a go over of everything we already know,
yep.
except for the stuff that we already mentioned. Um, monthly report. There's a couple of interesting things, but most of it also stuff that we know. But this happens every time it's an end of year monthly report because everything they did in
Yeah.
November comes out in December, so we already saw it all. And then everything they did in December, they don't do a ton because it's like all for that end of year patch, right?
Correct.
Um, but there were a few things that I noticed that are relevant to talk about, especially in regards to what we've already talked about today with crafting and stuff.
Uh, for me, this is the
Oh
monthly
yeah, no,
report
this
right
happened to
now.
me. This happened to me earlier, which actually this might be a good time to bring up. Um, Star Citizen just shutting down for an hour and a
Yesterday,
half this morning. Yeah. Which just weirdly right as the DMR rally is supposed to happen. That's interesting. That's crazy.
I think they got
Um,
DDoSed. I'll just say it.
100%,
Yeah.
100% they got DDoSed.
Lots of people hate the Daymar
Um,
rally, so
yeah, yeah. Which by the way, let's go Herbie. We
did he
we don't
win?
know if Herbie fully won, but Herbie did win on his server. So
Got it. Got it.
yeah.
My org participated.
After
I don't know how
getting
they did
Idris
because I didn't
railgunned as
watch.
well. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so we got Idris railgunned. The cyclone, instead of blowing up, soft deathed. Um yeah, third. There we go. We'll take it. We'll take third. But yeah, so they soft deathed, and then Herbie was able to get out and then get in a new cyclone and keep going.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, monthly report. Are you able to see it? Because I
Uh
can't.
uh no, but I have it written down. It
I
just for
also
whatever
have
reason,
notes.
yeah, this happened earlier today to me, and it just eventually loaded. Um, First thing, in AI tech and features, the star pause creature pipeline.
Yeah, I said in weekend
Also, there we go.
review,
That's
we
loaded.
need to stop these people. They need to be stopped.
That's so stupid. I hate
Yeah,
it so much. Um.
there it is.
Yeah. There is I think in possibly AI tech and features. It's in one of these like AI sections. Brand new named NPC coming soon. I think it
I
was maybe an
s-
animation.
yeah, I swear I
Yes.
saw her though, Elatiano. I swear I saw her name during
That is
4.6, but I can't remember.
that is different. So
Okay.
they finalized animation work for Elatiano and began processing captured footage, starting with a named character slating for an upcoming release. So it's a different
Oh,
character.
okay. I put them together. Got it.
Yeah. So yeah, so a couple of characters coming to your screen soon. Ship section was very, very large, as you can imagine, because of IAE. But once again, confirmation that Gatak Raylan is coming out this year.
Yep.
They continue to talk about the Galaxy.
Ironclad.
Um, yep. Lots of unannounced vehicles. The fourth from a manufacturer that hasn't been worked on in a while
A lot of people think
entered production.
Consolidated Outland for that
That's what I thought.
or
Everyone was saying to me
Origin.
Origin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those two.
I think CNOU are a little bit like I think the last CNOU was the little hover quad,
Yeah.
which I think is just before the last Origin thing came out. But
What do you
either way, we're talking in like that range, one of those sort of ones.
What do you think hero rooms are?
I
Same.
have no idea. Paladin, Warlock, was it like?
Yeah.
This means nothing to me. I have
I think
no
it's
idea
just
what that
another
means.
way for them to like just desperately try to differentiate ships from one another to sell
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I
Before we
truly
move
have no
on,
idea. That's such a weird thing to say.
character art has moved away from creating armor that we would
Mhm.
use and be like functional to just subflare event rewards. Like
But
they're
they're doing the gangs. They're doing the gangs for
cosmetic.
2026. That's fine.
Eh.
It's just there's not a lot to say about it.
The
I
gangs
think you're right.
are just
You're
like
underplaying it a lot, right? We
uh,
had all the character designs and stuff for Xenothreat. We had all the character designs and stuff for Ninetales, right? That
maybe
if they're doing that
fair.
work, so I
Fair.
think it's fine.
Maybe the reason that I poo poo that is that
Mhm.
they do the work to make them look a little different from one another, and sometimes a lot. Like the gang
Yeah, yeah.
in Nyx is like very different in armor type.
Hmm.
But the AI itself doesn't differentiate itself from
Yeah.
each other, so maybe that's why I'm putting it down.
Fair. Although once
Uh,
again, you mentioned Nyx. It's felt like the ones in Nyx, the NPCs in Nyx have like far different voice lines than I hear elsewhere.
eh. It's always the
One of
looking
them
for you.
told me to kill myself.
Yeah.
I've never heard that in the game before until that guy.
Well, welcome to the internet.
Yeah, was that
That
the game or was that Spectrum? I don't
Wait, was that
remember
just
actually.
Spectrum, Reddit, or X? I can't figure it out. It was
for
somewhere.
reference, for reference, it makes sense in the context. He says, "You better kill yourself before I get to you." Like he's trying to
Yeah.
say, "I'm gonna make it worse." But it was very jarring when that voice line first
Yeah.
popped up. So, the
Yeah, it was just
fuck?
somebody voiping, that's all. Um Most of the core gameplay was like last year until we get
Yeah, yeah.
to the crafting thing where they're like, all right,
Hmm.
yeah, it was crafting demo, it did good. Now we're taking in the feedback and
Yep.
polishing it. Flight
Yep.
stuff. Sorry.
Con- Control surfaces mentioned. All the sneezes. Yeah, control surfaces
It's
mentioned.
like I'm having a sneeze attack.
So you can knock that off the bingo board.
Yep.
Though once again, it's kind of just like this means nothing until we see it again. It's been so long.
Yep. Exactly. It's just they've talked so much about it. I think a really big
Hmm.
thing to note that was like breezed over in the ship section
Hmm.
was the command module had a test that they did
Yeah.
internally. It, you know, broke out, worked,
Hmm.
and they also fixed some docking bugs and things like that as well.
Yeah. One thing I had never considered about like tech they would have to make for the command module. Like I was always like, oh well, we've had ship to ship docking, often doesn't work, but we've had it
Yeah.
for a while, right? That's I think it was like 2022, um, or 2021 actually. Uh, but like the command module has to also take over the ship that it connects to, and so like there's a tech bridge there. But they said it worked, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. So
Everything worked. So
yeah.
hopefully the next time we test, well, the time that we test it, it's more like the crafting test where everything works. We'll
Hmm.
see. More mission system where they said that we could, this is in 4.6, where we could choose to
Hmm.
turn in one thing or another and it doesn't matter, the mission will complete. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, that's kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Wonder what they'll do with that. I haven't seen anything in 4.6, so
Yeah.
and economy. They rebalanced Wicklow rewards. I say there still needs a lot of work because solo
Hmm.
ships are still way overusing, in my opinion. Pure
Yeah.
Karenite, Valakar Pearl, stuff like that.
Hmm.
They seem to have um good feedback, wide range of feedback with pricing surge, so that means good and bad. And with
I
the
don't think this is referencing pricing surge because pricing surge is in January, so it wouldn't make sense to be in the November December one.
true.
I believe they did do a literally just like a balance pass on commodities in
Yep.
November.
Yep.
So it's likely talking
You're
about
right.
that.
Yeah. And okay. So and then they did pricing search. So which is like
Yep.
maybe that's where they use the feedback. What is
Yep.
this?
It looks like kind of a crane, sort of, or like a
or a 3D
elevator.
printer,
Ooh, that could be interesting.
right? Like, what's that? That's taking something or putting something in. Where these are more
Whatever it
like
is,
electrical. These are too big to be
yeah.
hydraulic.
Whatever it is, I'm almost certain it's gonna be at the Rock Breaker location. That's
Hmm.
my vibe I'm getting from it.
Somebody in chat saying ironclad, maybe, but I
No.
feel like this would say Drake because this is like a company.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was like, whoa, okay. And this is under the mission design section. So a lot of people are
Yeah,
thinking
that's why I
Rockcracker
think it's
stuff.
yeah, Rock Breaker makes the most sense to me. As well
Yeah.
as like yeah, it just looks like relatively industrial. Like the other thing that it could be is if you look underneath, it almost looks like it's got uh like safety barriers rather than necessarily something else, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
probably just a cheeky sneak peek at that.
Yeah. So we'll see. Narrative. I mean, just working on the next year
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Online tech. They mentioned item recovery T1. They did a demo.
Yes.
They said nothing else.
Which like this is a big thing because
Huge.
presumably item recovery T1 and crafting will come around the same time to the PU, right? Um, so sweet, awesome that they're doing it at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, I think they need to come
Um,
hand in hand to like really
yeah,
succeed, right? So we'll
yeah,
see.
100%.
Um,
And then the R&D section gave me a brain hemorrhage.
I didn't even read it. It was just
Please,
clouds and shit like
it's
that.
not just that it's clouds. I am not a smart person, CIG. I do not understand what any of these things mean. Please just put, and this will increase your CPU performance, and this will give us better frames, and this will reduce lag. That's all I need. I don't know what it means if, what's the one? If
Over,
we're allowing directly to emplace past lambdas and avoid unnecessary temporary copies. What does that mean?
yeah. Like here's my understanding: is the devs themselves write these,
Yeah.
so that's very like this is where the smart people are.
Yeah.
This is where Elliot is. One sentence. So it makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But yeah.
the devs shouldn't write these. Somebody should be.
Yeah, like or at least like I said, it just needs just tell me what this will do for me as a player,
Yeah.
as someone who interacts with the game. Because I do not want to have to be working in IT to understand like how any of this works.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah.
But that's
I
every monthly report. That always happens. There's always
yeah.
one section
It's always R&D or
or
some other
engine or
one.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that's really it. Sneak peek was just not even worth
Yeah.
showing.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Think
Crafting.
we think we yeah,
We've,
crafting.
we've seen it now. So
We've seen it and we don't hate it, which
mhm.
was a surprise.
Which I also feel like the last time a major feature came out, it was probably salvage, and there were a lot of people that hated salvage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so nice to not have that problem yet.
Yes. All right. I am make sure you write down well because I have run into an issue where I will lose your camera, I think, if I type in the names. So if you can help me
Okay.
and tell me who's coming in, I can write the
Yep.
name in and be ready. Is the first one Shark?
No, the
Okay.
second one's Shark.
Okay, no
Shark's
problem.
gotten memed. The
Who's
first caller, which isn't you because you haven't called in, but if you do want to call in for the next time, go to the link below, head into the green room, have a chat about
I can see the
everything
names
Star
on my
Citizen.
phone.
And today we're going to be talking to Space Monkey Business as our first caller.
Perfect. Okay. So welcome, Space Monkey.
How you doing, Space Monkey?
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
How you doing, guys?
I'm good.
Good. I have a headache, and I don't know if you know anything about like streamer lights, but they're really bright and in my eyes, so I'm having a great time.
There we go. I'm just
You have
gonna
to
deal
s-
with it. I realized
have the
why all
same.
the cameras were screwed.
I have the same issue. If I have too much light above me, I start to getting headache, get very really tired.
Yep.
But let's talk about the game.
Let's do it.
Mike, I really liked your 30-minute video about the crafting stuff. So
Hmm.
keep going with that. That's really cool. Thank you for that.
Why
And
did you like it? Because I was positive.
no, I
I
liked
liked
it
it because you
because
went into detail, like really good
yes,
detail on
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
very detailed. I mean, I also watched the other one from 10 Pound,
Yep.
Hmm.
and he talked about like 15 minutes. So
Hmm.
yours was pretty long. I was like, yeah, I like that.
I think length is
Um,
better than girth when it comes to YouTube videos. People like to just click a
yeah,
video and listen. You know.
Hmm.
true. So, I have not played it, but I've read about some feedback and I thought about some things. So, first of all, it would be cool if they also spread the quality a bit more and the other stuff that you get the
Yeah.
900s for either more risky places or places you have to fly for a longer time to get there.
Hmm.
Something connected to risk and reward would be nice, and that you don't obviously don't find it that much.
Mm-hmm.
Having
I
this
also
experience,
like,
like why
yeah.
900 plus, it's pretty cool.
I also hope with quality, when they bring out durability, I really hope quality also like influences that.
Yeah.
Maybe even to like the most extent, like the most
Mm,
variance that happens is with durability, so that maybe you'll make one with 600 because you still get like a reasonable bonus, but the durability is way worse. It's
I think
it's it's
that's
mm,
gonna it's gonna fail way faster.
I think that's also like a really kind of important thing to make note of that we haven't talked about yet, and that
Hmm.
is that um the durability was or not durability, the how do I say it? Um the stats were changed by the location. So like
Hmm.
wiring affected a certain, let's say, recoil, just giving a random
Yeah.
number, giving a random stat, where the barrel affected uh fire rate much more.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So that's like a really important thing to note, that they did it by like where you were placing the material, but you don't have the
Hmm.
option to say, instead of using titanium for the barrel, I want to use carbon fiber. So then I have a
Hmm.
lighter gun, but a less durable gun. They did not in
Hmm.
the test give us that option. And
Okay.
mm,
I believe, if I recall correctly, CitizenCon 2024, they sort of implied. Now I might be
Yeah.
putting words in their mouth here. I cannot remember for sure. Please yell at me if I got this wrong. That we could potentially choose different materials to change the stats in the directions that we wanted.
Yeah, I believe you're right because that's why they started mentioning like the steel is like you would be able to use iron as a material for whatever, and it would give
Yeah.
X amount of bonus, or you could like continue to refine it, combine it with something else to get an even better bonus for the same
And
thing.
again, something not
So
mentioned, there was no tier system. So this was a tier one
yeah,
item. Maybe you get access to more stats to change at higher tiers. Again, don't know what their system is going to look like exactly. The test was very focused to be like, can you
hmm,
craft? Yes, I can. And that was basically it.
yeah,
mm. When it comes to tiers, I would also like that they make the fabricator upgradable so that you might see the potential blueprints on that level. And if you want to see the next level, so as a little surprise, you need to upgrade the fabricator. That would feel like progress, would be really cool. I thought about a crafting station in your hangar, and I thought like, maybe that would also be cool if they go to the modification and the personalization of your hangar, that you might be able
hmm,
to get like a crafting station in your hangar, fix, not that mobile stuff, but really a fixed one.
Yeah, a
yeah,
larger
I don't
one
know.
than the little
Yeah,
mobile guy.
hmm,
yeah, it would be cool. And I don't know how you think about that, but maybe you really need to introduce items that you can craft. I mean, only craft, not buy anywhere. I mean, the tier
yeah,
zero stuff is nice, but I think it would be feel much better if you have items that you need
Yeah,
to craft.
Yeah,
exactly. And
but like I
also
will say, like
there were weapons that you would have thought might have been included in this that weren't, like the
mm,
pulverizer. Like maybe that's
Yeah.
intended to be a
yeah,
thing that you can only find or buy on the store, of course. But
yeah.
yeah, that like they might keep some things out of blueprints potentially as well, but then you can't upgrade them, so I don't know.
But you might be able to upgrade
Maybe
them,
there's
right?
upgrade
Without
blueprints, but
blueprint.
not initial
Yeah.
crafting ones.
Mm.
They
And I
have a
will say,
lot of
like, it's
options.
yeah, it's also like technically anything that has a bonus is only craftable at the moment in these tests, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of already is a step there. But yes, I do like the idea of like a. It's fun to have a unique thing that can only be crafted.
Mm.
Yep.
Which
When it
yeah,
w-
yeah,
when it comes to the quality levels, I thought maybe you will be or should be able to refine different qualities until a certain level. Maybe it's
yeah,
like increments of like 120,
hmm
200. So you get rid of all the stuff from one level and then combine it to the max. And then,
yeah.
but you should not be able to refine it to 1000. I think like maximum of 900 that you really need to go out to find the real high
Sure.
stuff is still intended.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
I
went to
want to
Pyro and
see.
it was just as the same exact spread of material quality.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
wasn't like, oh, I'm finding 900s everywhere. Nope. Same thing.
Mm.
yeah. I want to
Mm.
see purification, where it's
Mm.
like I go out on my trips, I get a bunch of really good ones, and I've got all this chaff that I don't really want to use that I'm willing to take a hit on how much I have in order to
Mhm.
upgrade the quality, even a UEC cost, presumably, right?
It feels
Yeah.
like
Give me that.
the gems of Diablo where you have like lower ones you use at the beginning and then you combine it because
Yeah,
the higher you get, the more advanced stuff you need. So you need higher gems and higher
exactly. It means
material.
they're not useless, but they're not worthless, but they are worth less.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Um,
also said that like crafting is their progression system. So theoretically,
hmm
New Planet Tech, not a tech preview, and this thing is like live. Stanton's
yeah.
gonna have low ass quality stuff, but you'll be
hmm
safe there. And Pyro will have very high quality stuff, and you will not be safe there, and that will
hmm
be the differentiator.
Yeah.
Mm. What I would be really sad about if I mean, they talked about it, but I would like to state like it is that you have in one rock multiple resources or multiple materials, just
hmm
maybe of one quality, not like 10 qualities of the same stuff, but one quality
Yeah.
for one resource and then maybe like two, three other resources. Just cracking a rock with one resource feels a bit off. It feels like losing some variety and
Oh,
losing
I love
some,
it.
I don't know.
I love that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't.
because you, I mean, do you mine a lot in the game right now?
I've been mining in the past, but not at the moment, no.
All right, well let's just play a little game here real quick. Um
Okay.
I am going out on a mining run. The Croncy's org has requested that we build a bunch of ship weapons. Those ship weapons require 3 mining materials and some gems. I go out scanning and I find a granite node, and the granite node has 999 quality of one of the materials I need to make that weapon, but then there's 3 other
Mhm.
materials on it that don't make that weapon. And I have to collect those. They're in my bags now. And now I'm able to mine less because those materials are there, where I get to sift before I ever break the rock in the new way that they're going.
It also it decreases. I don't know whether I like this bit, but it is a part of it. It decreases the complexity of the way the rocks work as well. So like right now, each mineral inside the rock determines your instability, your resistance,
Yep.
and so on. But that means if you have like 30% bexolite that you might want to mine with, I can't remember, I think titanium, no, tungsten is like crazy dense.
Yeah.
With tungsten, it's like that's a really annoying rock to try to go for without a super powerful laser. So you're
It
removing
also
that complexity.
breaks everything. Like it gives you way more
Yeah,
bexolite than you should get because there was tungsten in there. And
yeah.
it's like,
Mm.
wait,
So
what?
it removes that complexity, but I will say I did kind of like that it was like I had to find the right combination to
Yeah.
be nice. Um when it comes down to it, I probably just want the one that is going to be the easiest, where I'm just spending I'm spending most of the time just searching for and then actually mining the rocks, rather than going like, can I break this one? I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think
Oh
you'll
well.
come to our side on this one a little bit at some
That's what I'm
point.
saying. Like
Ah,
yeah.
no, I don't know because I like complexity, and I always think about when it comes to complexity, it gives a chance to a more complex progression. Or like I have to go out mining this and that resources, so I have to equip my mole, my whatever, in a
Mm.
certain way to make it more efficient.
Well,
And I don't know
you
if this
still would.
bites
You
that.
still would. It's just you're thinking about less things now, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
But
I'll
you're still doing
time.
that process. Like if you still want to mine Quantanium, you're gonna have a
Yeah.
different outfit than if you're mining
That's
Bexlite
true.
or whatever.
Guys, yeah, like
But it's
the
like
chat's
categories.
going in on you and saying like you're adding tedium, not complexity.
Mm.
You're not adding
I
layers.
fight
You're
them.
just adding
I fight them.
time. I mean,
But
you could
also,
fight them. You know
removing.
where you're gonna fight
Yeah.
them? You're gonna fight them at the refinery terminal while you're just sitting there sifting through all the shit that you don't want. And they're
But
gonna be
also, like
outlining.
I
it's
cannot
removing
control
tedium
it.
from the devs too. It's removing tedium
Yeah,
from like the weird calculations that are happening that probably just don't need to happen.
Yep.
let's see. Two last things. I see back to weekly, or probably weekly is really good. I miss those, and
Mhm.
I still hope that they don't spoil too much. And I was like, no, I don't want to get spoiled from all the content you do. Maybe for the features, because that's the second point. It looks like a year for features when they talk about crafting. Data running is teased. Social tools. A marketplace would be awesome, but I don't think
We'll
it will
see.
happen
Yeah, I
this
don't know if
year.
it's in the
I
cards.
don't
And
know. I think
I hope so.
I said it. I think I said it with my prediction, where it's like I think if social tools come, I think we might get a cheeky little marketplace of some kind. And they
yeah,
continue to post those aceto, I think that's how it's pronounced.
Asiedo,
Acieto
Asiedo.
things on the splash page and whatnot. So
Yeah.
All right, that's it, guys. See you
awesome.
next one.
All right, Space.
All
Be
right,
good, man.
easy. Appreciate it, mate.
Catch you
Bye
later.
bye.
All right, Shark is coming in next.
Yes, sirree.
Hello, Shark.
Sharks.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Uh, so I think the biggest thing personal on my end is I replaced the thermal paste on my GPU and I dropped my idle temps by like 20 degrees.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm running a 2080 Ti, and so yeah, if you guys are looking to upgrade your computers, it's really cheap and really easy. There are YouTube tutorials and whatever.
Since nobody can upgrade their computers, we have to
Yeah, exactly, because
improve.
prices are insane right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like $10 in thermal paste to get a really good quality paste, and it took me maybe 25, 30 minutes to take the card apart and make sure that I put it back together the right way. I just popped the cooler off, cleaned it really well.
Yep.
And I boosted my 3D Mark score from 2400 to 3500. So.
And you got one additional frame in Star Citizen. Well done.
Let's go.
Well, I've only actually been in the character creator
100%
servers
increase.
so bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you play
Let's
the
see.
test?
I played a little bit of crafting, but not enough to do anything because the first time it went down before I woke back up, I like upgraded or I installed it and then the test was already done. Second time around, I got in, had some issues where I wasn't able to move some stuff, got frustrated and got off. So I'm looking forward to it. The stuff that I've heard from other people sound really good. I did come up with an inventory fix, I think, that would address the issues that you guys are talking about for stacking.
All right, what do you think?
Yep.
So, if you give players the ability to set a sortable threshold, and then you can auto sort. So, say I have a stack of 0 to 600, 600 to 950, 950 to 999, and then 1,000 for like a perfect ore or whatever. Then when you have it in your inventory, you can click on that stack and you only have 4 of that particular kind of item. But when you click on one, then you have a sub menu of all the different variety or whatever.
That would be great.
And then
that would imply that Chris Roberts would be willing to do a non-holographic diegetic dog shit UI though, so I don't know. I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
so. What
I
does
also
Star Wars
I think
Galaxies
it's
do?
still
That's the question here.
yeah,
How does
because I
SWG
think it
handle
still
it? Because
doesn't
they
solve the problem
have
of like. Sorry.
no. Go ahead. I mean,
I
they just
yeah
have the same quality, and it doesn't stack, and they have a
yeah
different. They have like other stats with them. So like, I
yeah
wonder how they handle it because people claim that's like the best crafting game of all time.
because my problem is like even less with the inventory management, and just the fact that it's so many items.
Yeah.
It's just too many
Yeah.
items.
So the other thing you could do to kind of work on that is say, okay, well, you're going to throw all of your whatever 950 to 999 or all your
Mm-hmm.
600 to 950 or whatever in centrifuge, and then you pull an upper average and you just sacrifice a percentage of your quantity. So you're essentially refining it the exact same way we refine stuff like nuclear
Yeah.
material in the real world.
Yeah.
I just as
And
long as
then
that's
you get
balanced to
Mhm.
you finding a really good quality stuff being better.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
cool with
and
that.
like most of the stuff, like you're not going to take your super high quality stuff and throw that into a centrifuge. You're going to use that for your top tier crafting stuff. But for
Mhm.
your just average to decent stuff, yeah, throw it all in the centrifuge. Get a little bit less of a medium tier, but it's all usable for all your medium end crafting stuff. And then you
Yeah.
cut all of those down to one stack.
Yep. That could
Yeah.
work.
I will say I didn't hate what Space Monkey said, where it's like, yeah, basically do that, but like only up to like 900. Like that's the highest that you can sort of refine the lowers to, and then you've got this like extra area at the top where you can do some fancy stuff.
Yeah. And then something that I think would be cool. This is crafting theory crafting, but if you're able to take some of your higher end armor blueprints and say, hey, I want to have a pair of legs that has 2 pistol slots on it so I can run a med gun and a pistol again, or I want to be able to maybe run a little bit slower but like have an SMG on my hip, and then like expand kind of your loadout a little bit like that. That's stuff that I think
Yeah.
that or another one would be like increasing your EVA speed. Stick a couple fire extinguishers on your back or something like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, where you have the extra flexibility to like make your armor yours, and I think that's something that hopefully this will open up the ability to do.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think the other thing to point out is like it doesn't say who manufactured the item because we don't have the new inventory.
Yeah.
So like, the making it yours, like there's a whole other element to crafting in MMOs that's like who made it. And
Mhm.
Yeah,
that
well, and like being able
that's
to
not there.
like name your legendary sniper rifle or whatever, that would be fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Excited about the Soul. I've always been a huge salvage fan, so I hope they figure out a good acronym for Soul because that's what it should be called.
That's what it should
I
be.
mean, technically, you
Exactly.
could just call it the mole again. The acronym still
It
makes
is an
sense.
extractor.
It is still a multi-operator laser
The
extractor.
Gray's
It's just a
soul.
weird laser.
Gray's soul. It just
Yep.
flows. Gray's
Yep.
soul.
Synchronized operator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly it. If anyone's listening who works on the character creator, we still have a bunch of bugs. I'm still missing 2 nodes for the forehead and the crown. If we get those, that would be really nice before the patch drops. Other than that, you guys have a good one.
You too, Shark. Be good, man.
You too, mate.
Yep.
Catch up.
Bye bye. All right. Next is Leroy Lemon, who's in my org and
How we doing,
participated in
Leroy?
the Daymar rally yesterday.
Ooh, how'd you go?
We at least finished.
Let's go. That is way more of an accomplishment than a lot of people realize.
Yep. We didn't finish last year,
it
did we?
was- no, we blew up somewhere around the Betty.
Yep.
Yeah, we hit like an invisible rock or something.
Yep. I remember watching
Love
and
that.
seeing that. I got to turn you up though, so let me get you going up. All right. What do you want to talk about?
Well, a couple people have already hit on the points I wanted to talk about. As far as mining materials quality, I was thinking maybe that the quality of material would indicate a yield rather than an actual quality, but it got me thinking that maybe to a second point, that a higher yield a higher quality when you go to refine something, refining process, increase the purity or quality or whatever, so that maybe that the higher quality material would still yield a higher quality material, refined material would yield a higher quality yield when you refine. Have to,
Yeah.
because it's already there.
I got a
Right.
question. Are you moving your head a lot while you're talking in the mic? Or are you
I
far
just have
away
really
from it?
crappy mic.
Oh, okay. Try getting closer to it if you can. I don't know. It comes in and out.
How's that?
Much better. Thank you.
Okay. But I was wondering what you guys thought of as far as like refining process. Again, it's like refining is ultimately supposed to increase quality, right? Or purity, rather.
Yeah, like it should
Which
be
I guess
more
could
than
be
Removes
just,
impurities. Yeah.
yeah, but it should also
So-
be more than just a button that needs to be pressed before you do the thing with the thing, right? Because that's all it is now. It's just a
Yeah.
button that is required to press in order for you to do the thing that you actually tried to do.
Yeah. It doesn't do anything. Like there's no.
Yeah, it's just a
still,
button. It's just
yeah.
a button to
And
press.
you just
Yeah.
lose material, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Right.
So if you had it do that, right? Yeah, if you had it impact the quality of the minerals, then yeah, it would make a big difference. Like if it would make you want to use different ones rather than just the slowest and cheapest every time.
Right.
But then you would
I
do
was-
whichever one gets you the best quality. I don't know.
Not necessarily, because like that, it depends on what you're trying to craft, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Or
Well, I was
certain
thinking that the-
refining processes being better at certain minerals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of complexity that can involve there, but I was also kind of thinking that cheaper refining processes, varying degrees of speed or whatever, but they only increase the quality, air quotes, up to a certain degree, whereas the more expensive processes, which are slower, have they can yield higher quality processes and then varying costs for efficiency. And again, kind of going back to, well, if titanium is of X and you're wanting Y, right? And like if you have a 600 quality titanium and you're wanting 900, you can refine that, but then you're having to use a lot of 600 quality material in order to get to the 900. Whereas if you have a mixture of 600 and 900 or somewhere in between, you don't lose as much because the quality is kind of there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep
Kind of what you were thinking.
not for me, because I keep pushing towards and we will have this with base building. I think is under the ground. We'll be extracting for maybe quite some time, right? So like you find a node of 900 quality and you will be extracting 900 quality the entire time. Everything will be 900 quality. When I asked earlier about what Star Wars Galaxies does, that's what they do. You're running around, you're looking for the quality that you need and the stats that you're looking for, but you might be mining that node for a week, right? So what we have is you mine a node for 10 seconds. And that seems to be the problem that we're running into, that we're trying to solve by taking away the exploration aspects of the game and saying, all right, combine your crappy material and turn it into better material instead. When I think the better gameplay choice is the coming across something of value, because now think about all the spider webs of gameplay that spread out from that. That's where you get competition. That's where you get PvP. That's where you get base raiding. That's where you get base building. That's where you get, staying at one place for a really long time that I wanted to have with mining and things like that. So it may not be bad to do this refining thing to some extent, but I think there's a much bigger problem with the way that we find material right now and how much of it is there and how long you stay and come back to and from it. It's such a short process that you go through, and it doesn't
Right.
need to be.
I think you've convinced me that maybe it's not the best idea.
Yeah, I mean, you could
Just
do
'cause,
it.
Yeah, you lose that. Yeah, but you don't want to lose that aspect of the game that you just mentioned. So
Yeah, but you can also
Yeah.
like it raises the quality by 10% maximum or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Because
you
you
could
are
you could
removing
do it both
impurities.
ways, but it would have to be pretty punishing on the refining side.
Sure,
Mm.
yeah, for sure. Like it would have to have a huge cost associated with it, time, this, that, and the
Mhm.
other thing to make it way more viable to go out and find that.
Yeah.
Isn't Mike just describing Planetech V5 only for the underground material? If they don't change the way we mine rocks and salvage vehicles right now, or gems or everything entirely, then you're always going to be mining for a few seconds, searching for a majority of the time. That's the number one problem. The number two problem is the quality issue that everyone's like, well, I know I'm going to find a bunch of crappy quality that I don't want to use. How do I make it usable? Is the thing that's in their mind. And it's like, well, if you just found decent stuff and stayed
Yeah.
there and defended it in cases of pyro and not in cases of Stanton, then then we'd be good. Like if you can find high quality tin in Stanton, who cares? Because
Yeah.
that's a low value material and it's used a lot and great. That makes Stanton a viable place to mine. If you're finding high quality rhyosite or something quantanium in Stanton, now we're getting dumb, and that should be something that's in an asteroid belt in Pyro, where it's a risky go for. Probably you can still find quantanium in Stanton, but yeah.
It's a little off tangent, but I'm gonna say it now because otherwise I'll forget. That has brought up a really part of what you said brought up a really interesting thing that I hope they do, which is with base building. And like when you go to collect whatever harvestable you have at base building, make those items, or at least some of them, unique, and make every single ship require one of those items to build.
Your
Make
first
the
thing
whole of like
already said they're doing that. Mining
of like
material
in order. Yeah.
will be separated from under the ground. Will be a whole set of different materials.
Yeah.
Above ground will be a
Yeah.
whole set of different materials, and hand mining will be different than
Yeah.
prospector and stuff. So that's what you're asking for, right? They already have stated that that's what they want to do. So
Yeah.
you're good there.
So yeah, that, but then like, yeah, make it that like in order to do, if you want to build ships, you need to be doing base building. Because I think that's also like, that's a pretty normal progression for like a lot of video games, right? Is once you get to that scale, it makes sense that you would be making those larger things anyway.
Yep.
And so it's like, all right, well, you require doing that activity.
Yeah, and again, going to EVE Online, most players who craft big stuff do not own the entire I forgot what it's called when you control all of the parts of production. So like if you
Like
were
they don't
making
have a monopoly on the production.
not monopoly is not the right word. Vertical. Yeah, vertical integration is what it's called.
Okay.
Thank you. So they're not vertically integrated where they will make maybe a couple of items that are involved in creating the ship and the rest they'll buy in. So like, you know, if somebody wants to craft a ship but they don't or have not found the material in the quality that they want, now again, somebody also mentioned this in the chat of like those spider webs coming out is player trading becomes a part of that as well, right? Is all right, there's not a lot of these nodes out there, they're hard to find. If you're on them, then the person who's on them has a market for them. Maybe it shouldn't be the way I described it necessarily. Hopefully it's in enough of an abundance where the market can find an equilibrium and stay where it should be for the most part and not be all over the place based on when people find them. But I mean, refining needs to be, to me, which is where we got on this topic with you, Leroy, is You go from the raw ore to the bars. That's what refining is in all those games. You go from a material that cannot be processed into the thing you're trying to make, and you just make it processable.
Yeah.
I think is the thing. Yeah, and unfortunately, refining in a lot of games is just waiting, and I think that's what we don't like. But yeah,
that's unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is it just doesn't do much. That's why I said like it's just a button.
It never has.
It
always went in a lot of games. It goes 1-to-1.
Play really.
Yeah, it's fine being passive, but like I'm never making a decision really.
We'll see with ship refining.
Well,
You know,
Station refining might be
100%.
one way. Ship refining might be another. We'll have to see. It could be both. It could be what you guys want. It could be the other way. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sure. All right.
Anything else, Leroy, before we let you go?
Well, since can we talk about base building since it's kind of sort of related to crafting, or
I would say very, very quickly, couple minutes, because we have a couple other callers.
As far as with the upcoming base building, I know that CIG's plan is to have all different these tiered vehicles do these different kind of structures, different size structures. What do you think of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a console that you can upgrade to progress through the various stages of building sizes. So you start from like say like the trolley that turns into a console, that turns into a building, that turns eventually into the tower via, you put materials and crap stuff.
Like in the same spot and it just builds up in that area?
Yeah. I'd like that. And it's very possible they'll go that route because we know they want to do upgrades. And what you described is just a building upgrade.
Sounds like one. Yeah.
So
yeah, instead of locking base progression behind basically a paywall via a ship. Whatever.
No, they definitely not. No, they'll keep doing that.
Ooh, I see. Yeah, then it won't happen.
Right.
Whoops.
Well, I mean, it offers like an avenue. It was like, well, if people that want to play can do this, and then the people who just want to buy their base can buy the ship or whatever.
Here's the thing: we don't do avenues here. Yeah. We do sales. That's it.
I forgot.
Drive to the ship shop and stop complaining, okay? Because you wouldn't have this amazing game that you already have right now. This game is perfect if they didn't do ship sales. So I'm going to need you to stop, okay?
What I think would actually happen more realistically is like obviously you'll be able to buy the pioneering game as an example and all those sort of things. But what'll probably happen if you don't want to go that route is you will just try to find someone with a pioneer to come and build your upgrade, build your whatever. And so on, right? That's probably more likely in a lot of situations.
Yeah, and hopefully you don't have to like give that person too many permissions on your base. It's like a contract you can set up, and there's all the limitations, so it can't be exploited or whatever. Yeah. That might be cool.
Or just build the initial spire or something. But I kind of hope they go through the progressible construction building or contractors building or whatever. But yeah.
I know where you're going. The game's way too ship focused, and the moment you get bases, it doesn't have to be anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it still probably will though. So yeah. But all right, Leroy, we'll let you go to get to these other guys.
Yeah, we appreciate the call, man.
All right, brother. See you in Discord. Bye. All right, next caller. I don't have you ever called in before, Ghost?
No, sir.
Okay, this is like one of the biggest memers on my Discord, so I'm
oh no.
Yeah, I'm ready I'm ready to kick you. So you're already in the caller dump. So just be on your best behavior.
Well, I'll keep it real quick. Is this the crafting copium stream here?
Yes, this is where it all collects.
Every week is the crafting copium stream here.
For the last like 10 years, dude. That's been twitch.tv/SaltEMike and twitch.tv/Croncy.
I guess I'll just speak on real quick, what I would like and then what I expect. And then I'll just talk about the PT real quick. I'll be respectful of your guys' time and keep it quick.
Perfect.
I think my biggest concern here is just obviously this company and lack of communication about anything. I mean, I know we had like a technical test with the crafting, but it'd be really nice to see the full plan so that we can actually discuss it and like pick it apart and see if it works, right?
I mean, watch the last 2 years of SitCon, but
yeah, they have the concept,
they're still
and that's
vague
probably about as far as it goes.
Right? I have a Photoshop. I feel like I have a Photoshop. Um, but so like, I think crafting needs to be impactful and additive, right? They add a lot of things to the game that seems really retractive and
Mhm.
adds a lot of friction, which I hate. So like, I like that they kept the baseline weapons, and then this adds quality. But long term, that doesn't work in an MMO because eventually you have everyone just trying to get a quality 1000 item, and then
Yeah.
the other quality
Yeah.
items don't matter.
Yep.
So like, crafting really needs to be more nuanced, and so like,
Well, sorry, that doesn't work in your traditional MMO where you keep everything that you get all the time. It does work in an MMO if you lose things.
this
My example would once again be Eve, the classic, where your like relatively good modules and whatnot, probably tier 1 modules, but still like relatively good, are going to be relatively reasonable priced. The tier 2 versions that may only have a small like 5% difference, 10% difference are like 100 times the price.
Yep.
And then your faction specific 1% better than your tier 2s are a million times the price, right? And it's because you lose those. If you want to be like absolutely crazy high level with all that sort of stuff, you lose those. But people will still buy the tier 1 ones because they're still fine. They're worth risking that much money for. And that's the important part of this. If because
Yep.
otherwise, yes, it will be exactly what you say.
And that
if you
makes
aren't
when
losing
I
them, then
come
yeah.
in 20 years later, I could craft something and somebody buys it.
Yes, you can craft a tier 1 thing, a basic, still better than normal, but a basic thing, and someone will buy it.
Yep.
I think it still adds to a good system though if it's nuanced enough where like maybe one gun has a better fire rate, another one has better damage, and another one
Absolutely.
might
Yeah, it's
make
just
you not run like you're
regular balance stuff, right?
yeah, like this LMG makes you run like I'm not 500 pounds, right? Or like
Mhm.
that stuff. So that stuff still needs to have purpose. To the guy before touched on like kind of the Herodic cube logarithmic refining of material. I was going to kind of mention that where like if you have 1,000 quality 400, you can maybe
Mhm.
turn it into 50 quality 900, and then if you get 1,000 quality 900, you could turn it into 50 quality 1,000, right? So there needs to be a purpose for those extraneous materials, and
Yeah.
maybe even if like they have missions and you do turn-ins, maybe you turn in less because they're better quality. Things need to be integrated into the game. Like there needs to be a game, as Mike talks about a lot, right?
Mhm.
As we all kind of like suffer through or whatever.
100%.
Um, so like I'd like all that stuff. What I fully expect is basically, we'll get nothing for like 2 years, and then crafting tier 0 is going to come out. It's going to have no depth. All items will be removed from vendors, so we're going to be forced out into the verse or whatever to mine and salvage everything. And then they're going to sell a pack with a mining ship and a salvage ship with a crafting bench, and say, "Here's $700. Go enjoy your gameplay." Meanwhile,
That
Zeus
last
is
thing's definitely happening for sure.
meanwhile Data Streamer is going to strap on his racing suit and his VR headset and goon at his spaceships in his hangar, right? And he's going to be happily ever after. It's like we all wish there was a game.
That's a shot
And
at one of my
Yeah,
mods.
yeah.
so, I just I'd like to see some more information. And it's
Yep.
we can beat our
They
heads against the
don't give
wall all
it
day long.
They don't give it because they don't want to be held to anything because they want to be able to make changes. So part of the reason we don't get information is because of how bad we want information. But then when we get
Mhm.
it, we're like, that's how it's supposed to be. And then we don't allow them to be like, well, that sucked. Let's change. Because then we get mad
Yeah.
about it. And I think we've turned them into these people that they're like, well, this dumb fucking idea that Chris Roberts had 10 years ago, we literally have to stick to it because somebody's going to get mad about it. So
Yeah.
that's why they don't say it. I understand why they don't say it. I don't disagree with you though. I wish we had more info, and I wish that
Mhm.
they would come out and say like, this is what our goals are, because they can be vague, but they can give more detail in the like, these are our goals for crafting, these are our goals for
Yeah.
insurance. And they don't really. Everything is just, even though they went into fairly well deep into their insurance stuff, it was still a horrible idea, and we didn't now do like, are
Yeah.
they going to change it? I don't know.
Yeah,
I will say, just Sitch goes like the big thing for me of like why I really liked, well, like what I'm hearing from this test is it does sound like the vision is like good. Like it's more or less what they said it was going to be. Obviously not as fleshed out because it's literally a test with a garbage UI and still missing systems and stuff. But the concept of it is coming to fruition, and that often doesn't happen. Often it is the feature itself is still super vague. Like what it would have been in the past is a feature where you insert 2 items and you just get an item. You don't choose anything. Hey, we've done crafting. It would have been the thing that's in the back of the vulture, right?
Yeah.
But this is it's in depth enough for me to be like, all right, cool. You guys know where you want to head with this. Let's go. This is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need more than a screenshot, right? I don't want to have a Tony Z situation where they sit in a room with a whiteboard for 8 years and then he disappears.
I
Like,
mean,
what's the
100%.
long term plan?
We need to go.
100%. You need more than a screenshot. You need this needs to not be Evo. This needs
Yeah.
to be a public.
You
test.
need to have experienced it.
Yeah.
So
So we'll wait and see. I'll just kind of take it as it comes or whatever.
yeah, I mean that's all we
Um,
could do, and that's the shitty part. We could demand that they speak more, but they're not going to, and
Right.
that's just the world we live in now because of what they care more about the YouTube comments than a creator with 1,000 subs that is hyper focused and likes every one of them. They're just very, very worried about what we say all the time instead of just doing what's best for the game. It's very weird.
I hope that the crafting bench doesn't just take my materials and eat my items and give me nothing, and that freight elevators aren't just a bigger version of a crafting bench and
Well,
they
in the
don't have the same
playtest,
bugs.
that did not happen. The fabricator fell through the freight elevator many times, but it never ate my material, and it always gave me what I crafted. So
Before I go, I'll just mention the PTU.
Yep.
Let the gamer gods bless all of us that are about to undergo resource drive number 2.
It's gonna be rough, guys.
Because every test that I did didn't work. So freight elevators never worked. They never were able to turn in, or they were blocked. Things that I pulled off of them duplicated, so I'd pull something off and it would still be there, and I'd just keep duping it.
Which is a desync issue, which is like the biggest thing, right? Is the mad desync that's been happening.
Or I'd turn it in and there'd be no mission progress or any other number of things. So like I just, year 14, this is like Duke Nukem time frame here. This should have elevators working, guys. So, hopefully that shit works. And good luck to everybody 07s in chat. That's all.
07. All right, Ghost. We'll catch you later. Thank you. See you in Discord. Bye now.
Have a good one.
All right, and last caller of the day, and we'll keep it quick. Deathly Tree, hello.
How we doing, Tree? How we doing, Tree?
Oh.
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I'm just gonna say what I
You have so much background noise though, so we're gonna keep
really
this one very short. Unless you go to a different room or something, because you're on your phone for sure, right?
Yes, I was. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was gonna say one of the problems that I used to have with a different MMO is that when you would craft really high tier level gear, it would burn the blueprint with it. And you needed region locked items. The only thing that was a huge issue with that is that you would have to like craft out tons of materials in order to get the blueprint, and then you would need like to find really high quality materials to get like the best version of that armor. But you would only get one version, well, like one set of that piece from like the blueprint. People would just never bring their armor out. Like you would have the best gear in the game, but like nobody would take it out other than to like show it off for a second and then put it back, or like use it at like the last stand of a base defense. And it just made it feel like the higher tier stuff was just so rare and rarely used that we would just burn through tons of like the most basic gear, and the meta kind of turned into like if you saw somebody with a legendary set, there would be like 10 people with like the cheapest rags on, and they would just like circle beat you to take your stuff. So it's just it was never a good system in my mind, and that's something that I don't want Star Citizen to have.
I think Eve sort of succeeds in this way in some levels, but at the same time, nobody brings out their Titans to fight because of that reason, right? It's
Well, no
not
one brings out their
necessarily
Titans until they bring out all the Titans. When
exactly.
it becomes like all stakes type thing.
Exactly. And so they do come out, but they come out very rarely. So like it's sort of the
Yeah.
same thing, but where Eve I think is pretty successful is where the tier 1 versus 2 difference that Croncy says. Like if we fight at all, every doctrine, which is just a hey, this is what your ship should have, these are the components that should be on it for this group of ships that we're going to bring to this fight, is always tier 2. Always. And then you can dumb it down if you can't afford it. But like that's what they want you to fly. And the thing is that ship might be 300 mil where the other one might be 150 or something. Like it's not that big of a difference where you are bumping up. It's just when you get to the crazy, like in EVE Online, it's called like mutaplasmids, where like you're gambling, rolling to try to get better stuff. Like that's the really blingy, expensive things. Those are the ones that you might not want to bring out there, or you only bring them out when you're comfortable. So it really comes down to like, I think these games fail and succeed at these things when they're not hyper fixated on having like a really, 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 really strong economy. EVE Online does a really good job of like putting money out and taking it back and keeping it in a nice, healthy place where it's like, all right, I'm gonna go out and use this really strong thing because I have the means of getting it back. That's the thing, is we don't need to have insurance where you get back the exact same ship. That's my ship or whatever kind of thing. You just have to have enough in the game for people to feel comfortable. It's a whole thing about comfort is the most important thing for people to recognize, is that if you can create comfort, then people will be willing to take risks with high risk stuff. Right?
Yeah, those are my thoughts exactly. It's like they just need to like have that extra little layer to encourage people to bring that stuff out, because I don't want to see just like most fleet battles come down to just like bringing out 30 small ships and like 2 torpedo boats, and nobody else wants to bring out their large Idris because the other guys are just coming out with like ships that hit way above their class, and
100%.
just won't even risk it, so
even in the current experience, like if you have to wait an hour to claim, 2 hours, 3 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours for an Idris, you end up creating a world where it makes more sense to buy them on the website or buy a few of them, and then you're not like buying them and just going again, or I don't know, like it is going to be a really difficult and fine balance of I think the better way of doing it is a monetary hit to your wallet, because if you keep throwing Idrises, then eventually it's going to hurt. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
At least
I agree.
in terms of like FPS gear and armor, one thing you could do to make this system work in a way that like probably is a little comfortable, but still, keeps the in-game profit machine working, as in like the player profit machine working, people crafting, is let's say you have insurance on a weapon that's really, really good, super cracked, you've upgraded it to the max, whatever, super high quality. You take it out, you lose it. Instead of like actually losing it, when you turn it in for insurance, it comes back with like 30% durability missing, and then again 30% durability missing. Right. Like you can sort of force the risk there, so it's like people feel like each time they go out, they're not really risking it, but they are. They straight up are. It's a mind trick almost.
Yeah, it's good. You
Yeah,
have to create a situation where players are desiring items continuously and crafting items continuously, or don't
Yeah.
add that to the system at all. Do not add crafting to this game if you're not going to make it a thing that people are constantly wanting and needing to interact with. It's just idiotic to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the side note that I had was about like the rarities and the qualities of items when it comes to like mining. When I used to play Atlas on a private server, one thing that we had was essentially like there's three major materials in Star System. I know there's a lot more than that, but like it was like wood, fiber, and it was like wood, fiber, and like rocks, but oh, sorry, iron. Sorry, wood, rock, and iron, and that's what you needed to make your ships from like the smallest one to the biggest one. And like each island had like lots of rocks to build your base, but then like each one had like more of one resource and less of the other two. So it made it so if you wanted to, you could go and like steal like materials from like somebody else's like side islands that had like a little bit of the node that you're looking for. So let's say you're from a wood island, you go to a fiber one to like either steal a little bit off of like the sides, like a pirate or like a smuggler. Um, if you saw any of your enemy ships and stuff transporting something like goods, you knew that they probably had like the other two materials that you're looking for. So you would go and try and pirate them and salvage like the ship too, even from like the ocean, because you wanted like the mats that were used to make that. And then if you wanted to, you could go to war to try and like take as many mats as you can from that person or the base. My brother and I personally, we used to just like do these like stealth operations to sneak in and break into a base and steal as much of like a specific material and then leave. So
Yep.
there was like a lot more room for piracy when there was something that was like you needed to craft every day, and like the most basic import like materials were rare, but they still popped up just very slow. So I know with Eve they like reset every 24 hours. For like the Atlas server we had, it was like something every 72 hours, like the materials that you had would like respawn. So all the side nodes would be pretty much erased every 72 hours, but then like your main base island would have like a pretty good stock.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they just need to look out and come up with like somebody in chat said, Eve and Star Wars Galaxies are widely known as the best crafting games ever. And one has complete loss of everything and the other doesn't and does durability. There's like they said there could be a good middle ground. I said or just choose one. I don't care what direction they go. I care that like if you're going to put a system in the game, make it so people want to engage with it for the next 20 years. You're making an MMO.
Yeah.
That's what you have to think about. You have to think about, is this going to be something that people will engage with and not lose interest because they've gained everything like more modern MMOs do, and then you have to wait for an expansion. CIG can't do expansions. That's not going to be a thing. They have to do, they've done the expansion already. They've expanded on the play space of any game ever, world building, all that stuff. They have already done any expansion you could possibly want them to do. They just need to allow us to live in that world for a very long time. And they need to think about that. And I don't think they're thinking about that. I think they're thinking about the pledge store, like always. But anyway, definitely, if there's not anything else you want to chat about, it's about our time. So we'll probably let you go here, man.
Okay, sounds good. One little thing is like clear economy, please. Okay, all right, bye guys.
Bye. That's him in the car that he's leaving in. Zoom. So I just sent him out just for the comedic moment at that time. Zoom, and then I kicked him out. But yeah, so I agree. Player economy, please, because that's going to be the biggest factor on if these things matter.
100%.
So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
You can see the wheels turning of how things could happen.
Yep.
And how people are going to play the game. But if the tools are also not in the game, not as many people are going to do it. That sucks.
Yeah, we'll see. So it's like, I feel like more like oh, the potential's there. I feel good. I don't feel negative. I just there's that little thing on your shoulder just reminding you that it's like Chris Roberts, like just
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It's the look, they've messed this up before. This
yeah,
is like this would not be the first time.
exactly. He's just sitting there. I know that he's gonna try and add a coffee cup in the middle of a, you know, he's gonna do something. Like it's gotta
Yeah, yeah.
physically do this. It's hologram, you know, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it, and then the pledge store is always there as well.
Yep.
So fingers crossed none of that's gonna happen. But I think that's our week's episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, Croncy and I stream on Twitch fairly regularly, so go ahead and follow us there. And if you're new to the show, make sure you hit the like button, get subscribed. Again, Answer the Call is a podcast where we talk about Star Citizen every week, so stop by, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week. And don't forget
To answer the call.
time for a nap.
100%. My headache